The Galactic Council chamber was silent. 50 alien leaders sat around a massive table. Their faces showed anger and fear. Commander Zektor stood up. His claws scratched the metal table. "We have a problem," he said. "The humans, they are too dangerous." Elder Morikeke nodded slowly. "Yes, they fight wars. They never surrender. They are unpredictable. We must do something." Another alien leader said, "But we cannot kill them. The whole galaxy is watching us." Zektor smiled coldly. "Then we send them somewhere they cannot return from." The room became very quiet. Morikeke leaned forward. "I know a place. Vardos Prime." Every alien in the room gasped. They all knew that name. Vardos Prime was a Class 15 death world. Nothing lived there for more than 2 days. The gravity crushed bones. The air burned lungs. Deadly creatures hunted everything that moved. "Perfect," Zektor said. "We tell the humans it is a colonization mission. They will go willingly, and they will never come back." The council voted. Everyone agreed. The humans would be sent to Vardos Prime. 3 days later on Earth, Captain Sarachin stood in front of her team. 50 brave humans waited for her words. "We have a new mission," Sarah said with a smile. "The Galactic Council chose us for a special colonization project. We are going to Vardos Prime." Her team cheered. They felt honored, excited, ready for adventure. Dr. James Martinez raised his hand. "Captain, what kind of planet is it?" Sarah looked at her data pad. "The Council says it has resources, open land, opportunities for humanity." But Sarah did not know the truth. Nobody told her about the storms, the acid rain, the monsters. The Council lied to them all. Mike Torres, the engineer, packed his tools. Finally, a chance to build something new. The 50 humans boarded their ship 2 days later. They waved goodbye to Earth. Their families watched with pride. As the ship left Earth's atmosphere, Commander Zektor watched from his space station. He smiled. "Goodbye, humans. Vardos Prime will be your grave." But Zektor made one big mistake. He did not understand humans. He did not know what they could do when survival was the only option. The human ship broke through the dark clouds of Vardos Prime. Alarms screamed inside the cockpit. "Warning! Gravity 3 times normal," the computer shouted. Sarachin gripped her seat. "Everyone hold on." The ship shook violently. Metal groaned under pressure. Outside the windows, lightning struck in every direction. The clouds were not white. They were green and toxic. "Captain, this is wrong." Dr. Martinez yelled. The Council data said this planet was safe. The ship dropped fast. Too fast. Sarah pulled hard on the controls, but nothing worked. "Brace for impact," she screamed. Crash! The ship hit the ground and slid through a dark forest. Trees snapped like small sticks. Finally, the ship stopped. Silence. Sarah opened her eyes slowly. Everything felt heavy. So heavy. She tried to stand, but her legs shook. The gravity was crushing her body. "Sound off. Is everyone alive?" she called out. One by one, her team responded. 50 voices. All alive, but all in pain. Mike Torres crawled to a window. "Captain, you need to see this." Outside, the forest looked like a nightmare. The trees were black with sharp thorns. The ground bubbled with strange liquid. And the sky was dark red with green clouds. Dr. Martinez checked his scanner. His face went pale. "Captain, the air is toxic. We cannot breathe outside for more than 20 minutes. And those clouds, that is acid rain." Thunder roared above them like an angry beast. Then the rain started. Drops hit the ship's hull. Smoke rose where the rain touched metal. The acid was eating through their ship. "We need shelter now," Sarah commanded. The team grabbed emergency supplies and ran outside. The gravity pulled them down with every step. Each movement felt like carrying 2 people on their backs. Then they heard it, a roar, deep and terrible. From the dark forest, red eyes appeared. 6 glowing red eyes on one massive head. The creature stood 20 feet tall. Its teeth were like swords. Its claws dug into the ground. And it was not alone. More eyes appeared. 5 creatures. 10. 20. They were surrounded. Mike whispered in fear. What have they sent us to? Run to those caves. Sarah screamed and pointed at dark holes in the mountain ahead. The 50 humans ran. Their legs burned under the heavy gravity. The acid rain fell on their suits and smoke rose from the fabric. Behind them, the creatures roared and charged forward. Their claws shook the ground with each step. Faster! Mike yelled as he pulled an injured teammate forward. Dr. Martinez fell down hard. The gravity was too much for him. 2 soldiers grabbed his arms and dragged him forward. The nearest creature jumped. Its massive body flew through the air toward them. Get down! Sarah shouted. Everyone dropped to the ground. The creature sailed over their heads and crashed into a tree. The tree exploded into pieces. Go! 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 Sarah commanded. They reached the cave entrance just as another creature's claws slashed the air behind them. The team dove inside and rolled deep into the darkness. The creatures stopped at the cave entrance. They roared with anger, but did not enter. Their massive bodies could not fit through the narrow opening. For now, the humans were safe. Everyone collapsed on the cave floor. They breathed hard. Some cried. Others just stared at nothing. Is everyone here? Count off. Sarah ordered. One by one, they answered. 50 voices. All still alive. Mike checked their supplies with his flashlight. Captain, we have food for 3 days. Water for 5 days, if we are careful. Sarah nodded slowly. Then we have 3 days to figure out how to survive this hell. Dr. Martinez sat up and opened his scanner. He studied the data from outside. His eyes grew wide. Captain, this is strange, he said quietly. What is strange? Sarah asked. This planet kills everything. But look at this. He showed her the screen. Those plants outside, they grow in acid rain. Those creatures hunt in crushing gravity. They all adapted. Sarah looked at the data carefully. Then she looked at her team. 50 humans who refused to die. Then we adapt too, she said with determination in her voice. Mike smiled for the first time since landing. Humans are good at adapting. We do not just adapt, Sarah said, standing up despite the heavy gravity. We overcome. Now, let us get to work. The team stood up together, tired, scared, but not broken. 5 days passed. The humans worked day and night. They built shelters using strong cave minerals that resisted acid rain. Mike created special suits that helped them move in heavy gravity. Dr. Martinez studied the creatures and learned when they hunted and when they slept. The humans were not just surviving anymore. They were learning to live on this death world. Then one morning, everything changed. Sarah woke up to loud alarms on her scanner. Dr. Martinez ran into her shelter. His face showed pure fear. Captain, something terrible is coming, he shouted. Outside, the red sky turned completely black. The wind started howling like 1,000 screaming voices. Even the deadly creatures ran away and hid in the deepest parts of the forest. What is happening? Mike asked, his voice shaking. Dr. Martinez pulled up old data files on his computer. He found an ancient alien recording from 500 years ago. A scared alien voice spoke. We are the Kryn people. We tried to colonize Vardos Prime with 10,000 of our strongest warriors. Then the black sky came. We called it the Reaper Storm. In one night, all 10,000 died. No shelter saved them. No weapon stopped it. If you hear this message, leave this planet now. Nothing survives the Reaper Storm. Nothing. The recording ended. Sarah's team stared at the darkening sky. Lightning struck the ground like angry hammers. Each strike created explosions that shook the earth. We have 2 hours before it hits us, Dr. Martinez said quietly. One of the younger soldiers spoke with fear. Captain, that recording said 10,000 aliens died. We are only 50 humans. How can we survive? Sarah looked at her entire team. She saw fear in their eyes. But she also saw something else. Determination. Listen to me, Sarah said firmly. Those aliens had 10,000 soldiers and they failed. But we are humans. We do not have their numbers. We do not have their technology, but we have something they did not have. What is that? Mike asked. We have the human spirit, Sarah answered. We never quit. Now everyone, reinforce every wall. Move all supplies underground. Double every support beam. We have 2 hours to do the impossible. The team jumped into action. They worked faster than ever before. The black sky moved closer. The Reaper storm was coming. The Reaper storm hit with unbelievable force. The wind screamed at 400 miles per hour. Lightning struck the ground every second. The shelter walls cracked under the pressure. Inside, the humans held on to anything they could grab. Water flooded through the cracks. The roof shook like it would collapse any moment. The wall is breaking, someone screamed. A huge crack appeared in the main wall. Water poured in like a river. Grab the support beams. Sarah yelled over the roaring wind. Mike and 10 others ran to the breaking wall. They pushed metal beams against it with all their strength. Their muscles screamed in pain. The heavy gravity made everything 10 times harder. I cannot hold it, one soldier cried. Yes, you can, Sarah shouted back. We are humans. We do not break. More team members joined them. 20 humans pushed against the wall together. Their faces turned red with effort. Some cried from pain. But nobody let go. High above the planet, on the Galactic Council ship, Commander Zektor watched his monitor screen. Elder Morkeke stood beside him. Is it done? Morkeke asked coldly. Are the humans dead yet? The storm is at maximum power, Zektor's assistant reported. Nothing can survive this. They watched the screen, showing the human settlement. The cameras showed only darkness, lightning, and destruction. Hours passed slowly. Finally, the storm began to fade. The black sky turned red again. The wind stopped screaming. The satellite camera focused on the human shelter. Smoke rose from the ground. Debris covered everything. The shelter looked completely destroyed. Finally, Zektor whispered, It is over. Morkeke smiled. The human problem is solved. But then, the shelter door moved. It opened slowly. One figure stepped out into the light. Then another, and another. One by one, all 50 humans walked out of the shelter. They were dirty, exhausted. Some were bleeding, but they were alive. All 50 of them. Every single human survived the Reaper storm. Impossible. Morkeke screamed and slammed his fist on the control panel. The council chamber erupted in chaos. Alarms rang everywhere. How are they alive? One council member shouted. What kind of creatures are these humans? Another yelled in fear. On the planet's surface, Sarah looked up at the sky. She knew the council was watching. She looked directly at their satellite camera, and she smiled. Then she waved. 6 months passed. Vardos Prime looked completely different now. The humans built a full colony with strong buildings. They created farms that grew food in acid rain. They built power stations that turned the deadliest storms into electricity. The most shocking thing? The humans tamed the deadly creatures. Those giant monsters with red eyes now guarded the human colony like protective dogs. The Death World was now a human home. A Galactic Council ship landed near the colony. Commander Zektor stepped out with 20 armed guards. He could not believe his eyes. Human children played in the streets. Farms produced crops. The colony was alive and thriving. Captain Sarachin walked forward to meet him. She smiled. Commander Zektor, welcome to New Earth. Zektor looked around in complete shock. How? How did you do all this? Sarah's smile grew wider. You sent us here to die, Commander, but humans have a saying. What does not kill us makes us stronger. We made a terrible mistake, Zektor said quietly. What mistake? Sarah asked. We judged you by our limits. We thought you would fail like we would fail. We forgot something important about humans. What is that? Humans have no limits, Zektor answered. The news spread across the entire galaxy fast. Every alien species heard the story. Humans survived the Class 15 Death World. They did not just survive. They conquered it. The Galactic Council held an emergency meeting. All 50 alien leaders gathered again. We cannot fight them, Morikeke admitted. We cannot exile them. What do? Zekthor stood up slowly. We make them our allies. Because if humans can turn a death world into a home, imagine what they could do as our enemies. The room went silent. Then everyone voted. It was unanimous. Humans would join the Galactic Council as full members. Back on Vardos Prime, Sarah received the message on her datapad. She read it to her team. The Council offers us full membership in the Galactic government. Her team cheered loudly. What did you tell them, Captain? Mike asked with a big smile. Sarah looked at her 50 brave humans. These people who refused to die, who turned hell into heaven. I told them we accept, Sarah said. But we join on our terms. As equals, not as their experiment. The team cheered again. Above them, the red sky of Vardos Prime looked almost beautiful now. 1 year after the humans conquered Vardos Prime, something unexpected happened. 3 alien ships appeared in the sky, but these were not Council ships. These ships were broken and damaged. Smoke came from their engines. Sarah received an emergency message. This is Captain Vril of the Zentari people. Our planet was destroyed by war. We have 3,000 refugees. We are dying. Please help us. Sarah's team gathered quickly. Some humans looked worried. Captain, we barely have enough resources for ourselves, Dr. Martinez said. 3,000 more mouths to feed? Mike added, and there's Zentari. Remember? They voted to send us here to die. Sarah looked at the damaged ships on her screen. She saw families, children, sick and injured people who needed help. Yes, they voted against us, Sarah said firmly. But we are not them. We are humans, and humans help those in need. She opened a communication channel. Captain Vril, you may land. We will help you. The Zentari ships landed near the colony. Captain Vril stepped out. He was tall with blue skin and 4 arms. His people looked weak and scared. Vril walked to Sarah slowly. Then he did something no one expected. He dropped to his knees. I voted to send you here, Vril said with shame in his voice. I wanted you to die. Now I come begging for your mercy. I do not deserve your help. Sarah looked down at him. You are right. You do not deserve it. But we will help you anyway. That is what humans do. Tears fell from Vril's eyes. Why? Why help your enemies? Because today you are not our enemy, Sarah answered. Today you are just people who need help. Tomorrow, maybe you will remember this moment. The humans worked with the Zentari refugees. They built new shelters, shared their food, taught them how to survive on Vardos Prime. Months passed. The Zentari learned to live on the Death World too. They worked beside the humans. Slowly, trust grew between them. One night, Vril found Sarah looking at the stars. Captain Chun, he said quietly, I was wrong about humans. You are not dangerous because you fight. You are powerful because you forgive. Sarah smiled. The galaxy feared what humans could destroy. Now, they will learn what humans can build. Above them, more ships appeared in the sky. Not warships. Colony ships. The word spread across the galaxy. Vardos Prime was no longer a death world. It was a world of second chances. 2 years after humans transformed Vardos Prime, the galaxy faced its biggest crisis. An emergency signal reached every planet. Commander Zekthor's voice shook with fear. All species, all worlds. We detected something at the edge of the galaxy. A massive fleet, unknown origin. They destroyed 6 planets already. They are coming for us all. Sarah watched the data. Her face went pale. How many ships? 10,000, Zekthor answered. Maybe more. They call themselves the Devourers. They take everything, leave nothing behind. The Galactic Council held an emergency meeting. Every species leader attended through hologram. Panic filled the room. Our combined military has 5,000 ships. Morikeke said hopelessly. We cannot win this fight. Then we evacuate, another leader suggested. We run to the far edge of the galaxy. Run where? Zekthor asked angrily. They will follow us. They will find us. This is extinction. Silence filled the room. Then Sarah's hologram appeared. I have an idea. Every alien leader turned to look at her. You want to fight them? Morkk asked. You humans and your 50 colonists. No, Sarah said calmly. I want to invite them here. To Vardos Prime. The room erupted in chaos. Are you insane? Zekthor shouted. That planet is your home now. You want to give it to them? Sarah smiled mysteriously. Not give, share, listen to my plan. She explained everything. At first, the council thought she was crazy, but slowly they began to understand. The plan was brilliant, dangerous, but it might work. This could save us all, Vril said with hope. Or kill us all. That is the human way, Sarah replied. Big risk, big reward. 3 days later, Sarah sent a message to the Devourers. We are humans of Vardos Prime. We heard you seek resources. We have the richest planet in the galaxy. Come, take what you need. We will not fight you. The Devourer fleet changed direction. They headed straight for Vardos Prime. The galaxy held its breath. Zekthor watched his monitor with fear. Captain Chun, I hope you know what you're doing. Sarah stood on Vardos Prime with her team. Behind them, the tame creatures waited. The storm clouds gathered above. Everything was ready. Trust me, Commander, Sarah said quietly. Vardos Prime taught us how to survive the impossible. Now it will teach our enemies the same lesson.